Hey, good morning.
Morning. I guess it's only morning for like two people in here, but how's everybody doing? Cool. All right, let me see. I'll give like maybe 1 minute for other people to get on. Let's see who's in here. Well, Elaine is here. Nice. How are you? Ashish, Christian, John. Hello, hello. I've been a while. Hope everyone is well. Hey, John. How are you? This is in Robert, Ryan, Sija. Hey, how are you? So, oh, hi, Artisa. The live, I'm in Thailand right now, and the live will be much easier when we go back to Japan because it will start at 8 a.m. for me instead of 6, and then I can get coffee. I tried to get coffee, but like everything is closed. I'm good. Good. Hey, Dylan. Hey, Peter. Oh, thanks. Yeah, happy weekend. Getting back after being MIA due to AWS training. Were you just like studying by yourself, or did you go to some boot camp type thing for AWS? And like, what kind of training? What kind of training did you do? Just pass security. Oh shit! Congrats. Yeah, yeah, you were taking Security Plus. That has to feel good to get that out of the way, though. That's really dope. Congrats. Free training given by TI veterans. Oh, that sounds fun. Damn.
Hey Josh, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. What's up?
Yes.
Mark on my face.
Can you tell me about the upcoming courses that you're working on, security architecture?
Yes, there's actually two. So let me explain those. I was actually going to talk about it. Let me share my screen. And the security architecture, well, okay, hold on. Let me not get ahead of myself. 1 second. Hopefully I don't show anything weird on accident. So I'm working on two courses right now, and I paused one of them to work on the AI course. But the security architecture one, this is the one that he's talking about. Let me see here.
And the security architecture is not really an entry cyber role, right? So, like, what benefit would you think we would get from that course?
Yeah. Okay. So security architecture course, it's just this one right here. And the whole idea behind it, so is like architecture is like designing. Basically, I'm like shortening this a lot, but architecture is designing, and then engineering is like taking the design and like building it, like implementing it. So the architecture course, it just goes over like how I architected the cyber range, like how I designed it from like a, I guess, design standpoint, and set everything up and all the permissions for everything, like literally like the whole design, and how I decided on pricing and how I threat modeled it. It pretty much like goes over like all of that stuff, talking about the quota. It's just basically like, because everybody's using the cyber range already, so they have kind of a good intuition for how it works and like what the platform is. But the purpose of this course was to just like really like teach everybody how I guess designed it, and then once I had the design, like how I went and like implemented it. So the architecture part is done, where I talk about like all the threat modeling and like the IAM and like permissions and everything for it. And then the engineering part will just be like a bunch of videos that walks you through like how I created the tenant and how I set up the VNet and like how I basically did like all of the stuff in the architecture document. So it's just like a giant project that shows how to create the cyber range. And you can like, the idea behind it is you could like create a cyber range on your own and like try to get people to use it. So you could talk about like, oh, I like built a cyber range and like people are using it, and they don't have to like pay for it. That's like not the point. Rather, the point is to like make a product and like a giant project that's actually a product that could potentially get at least a few users, to give you something to like kind of talk about in the interview. And it really goes over like a lot of stuff. And the architecture one's like finished already. And the editor actually just like chopped it up, or it's almost chopped. So I might be able to like actually upload it and release it today. But the engineering part, which is like how to implement it, it's not done yet. Well, rather, I didn't record it, but I just kind of, I guess I have the checklist down and everything, and reference links to all the architecture, but I just need to like sit down and like record it and implement it. So but the AI thing came up. So I was like, damn, I should like release that first. So I feel like it will take less time to do. But yeah, do you have any questions about? I talked like a lot, like nobody said anything. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good. I think somebody has a question, so let them ask that.
Okay, and then yeah, go ahead. Oh my God, I forgot how to say your name.
Boy B or Sam.
Okay.
Just call me Sam. Yeah.
Sam. Okay, that's right. That's right.
Hi, Josh. So yeah, thank you for just giving us a rundown on how far we've come with the architectural course. So I guess my question will be, like, what why did you, or why do you feel like we need the agentic AI course before the engineering course? Is it because the AI course is going to be part of the engineering course, or is it that you feel like it's more beneficial to learn the AI now before the engineering course?
I thought that because AI is like moving kind of fast, for some reason I felt the urgency to just like put it out, but I don't really know. I didn't know like which one was better. I felt the AI one, it would be better to just put it out quickly because it won't take that long, which is why I made the poll. But yeah, I don't have like a really good answer other than like AI is like evolving too fast, and like people talking about AI and cybersecurity a lot, but they don't actually like put any concrete stuff out, like the thing I'm making. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, like one way or another?
So, well, let me go into rabbit hole a little bit. So for me, I mean, my personal experience, when I try to learn new stuff or when I like try to learn new concept, I always like to go in depth, right?
Mhm.
So at some point, I was learning web development or front end development, and like I said, so many information out there, so it's kind of hard to like have a roadmap of where I'm headed because you got a lot of information. You're trying to learn a certain concept, and then you go deeper and you kind of figure out, hey, okay, you don't understand this concept, so now you kind of like go back, and then you're just going back and forth, and that was kind of difficult until I found a platform called Free Code Camp. Quincy
Mhm.
Larson, Quincy Larson is the founder of Free Code Camp, and he was able to give us structure or give you structure. Learn this first, and then learn this first. So ever since, I think in my mind, that's how I've been approaching concepts. Like I said, I followed you almost 3 years ago, and then it was until this year when you designed the cyber range, and I just jumped in. And so it reminded me of like Quincy Larson. And it's kind of like a step-by-step process towards the end. You start with, let me just go to the cyber range so I'm not going back and forth. So you start with like the general cybersecurity theory, then you move to vulnerability management, and then threat hunting, and then the
Oh yeah.
internship. So it's kind of, yeah, so it's kind of structured. So I was waiting for the security architecture and engineering course, and that's just what I had in mind. So architecture, do the design, and then the engineering, the implementation of the design. So I feel like I mean, it could be just me. I feel like the agentic AI course is more like designing a SOAR, which is like security orchestration, automation, and response platform
Um,
for what we do as engineers.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like a part of the engineering. So it's still like a tool in the engineering course. But however, so if we don't understand what the engineering is, and we're trying to design a tool to help with the engineering, it's gonna be like we're moving. I feel like I will be moving 2 steps ahead, and then at the end of the day, I have to come back to learn the engineering. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, what you're saying has a lot of merit, and that's a good way to look at it. The way I was thinking about it is like in my head anyway, because it kind of builds off of this, at least from like a SOC analyst perspective, because it does like threat hunting and like all those like automatic log analysis. So in my head, this is like the threat hunting and SecOps and incident response course is like the foundation for the agentic AI course, because the agentic AI does everything that's actually like in this course. But at the same time, I'm kind of teaching people how to build it, which requires Python, which is going to be part of the actual engineering course. So that's a good point. And the good news is, like actually doing the Python stuff first, like teaching people how to use Python, like as it pertains to engineering and the agentic AI course. So yeah, I guess like, I could release the engineering one first. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I guess I'll think about it. What you're saying, it makes sense. They're both like kind of complicated, and they both use kind of like intermediate-ish Python. Yeah, it also depends on like how like complicated the agentic AI is going to be. Like right now, I can show a demo of it like on the call. Oh, Oh, good, it's being recorded. Like right now, it basically just like gets the logs and then sends them to the GPT endpoint to correlate them and everything. But we can do like more stuff with it, like automatic, like start doing stuff like automatically like turning off virtual machines and like isolating them, and all these like other kind of semi-complex workflow, which would make sense if the engineering course was done first. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just finish the Python course and then I will maybe like evaluate which one I should do. But I'm like hardcore work mode right now, and like a lot of my tasks have been like delegated. So either way, like both courses should be able to be put out like relatively quickly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm like gonna think almost thinking out loud and going down a rabbit hole. But does anyone have any like thoughts or questions like around this topic? Oh, someone's hand. Is your hand raised? Oh, two people. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, KJ.
Hey, yeah. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Hey, so I just recently joined like a few days ago. So I was wondering, because I seen the other one. Also, is this the same one as the cyber course that I seen for like I think it's called like the level up platform?
Oh yeah, that. So I basically I'm remaking that course into like that course plus more stuff, and that's what this is going to be. That's like the architecture and engineering course is going to be like a upgraded leveled version of the leveled course. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So so it's this one right here, like it's basically the same thing. It's just inside of this one, right? Inside this platform.
Yeah, it's not the same. So basically the leveled course is you like had your own environment, and we set up like the sim. What was it? We set up Sentinel, and we made like an attack map and everything. But this one's like a bit different because it's making like the whole cyber range, which has to consider a lot more stuff. Like we have to consider like user permissions, because in the cyber range. Oh, have you started doing the hands-on stuff yet, by the way, in the cyber range?
Oh no, I just got the level 3. I mean the lesson 3.
Oh, gotcha. So I can explain. So it makes a bit of sense. Give me 1 second. This will give a lot of context. So the cyber range is basically like a full. It's like a work. It's like you go to work and it's your work environment essentially. So what I mean by that is like it's like the same. The leveled course is like everyone has their own individual like tenant and subscription, but the cyber range, like everyone uses the same tenant and the same subscription. So you can basically see like if I give you reader access, not everybody can see this unless you have reader access, which I can do, but basically everyone's like stuff is in the same tenant, and there's like just tons of logs and like tons of activity going on. So it's like it's really realistic. And I think like our cyber range, like the subscription probably sees like more activity and it costs more than like the average like medium-sized business's Azure tenant does. And there's like 2 virtual networks that are connected with like hundreds of virtual machines. It's just like a really giant environment. And then the security architecture and engineering course just goes over like how I designed and implemented this, and like talks about all the considerations and how to set it up. Whereas the leveled one, it's just like, oh, okay, like make your own environment, and then you can have your VMs and like you can connect to Sentinel. Whereas this one, it's like sets up a whole like kind of corporate environment type thing. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. I got you. It makes sense because I do got the Azure 104, so that's why I was making sense. So, okay.
Oh, you have AZ 104. That's like not an easy one to get, huh?
It was. I think it took me 2 times.
Oh, okay. Damn. I know like Artisa, one of our workers, is studying for that one right now. The cyber range backend engineer person is studying those. So I was excited to hear you got it. I think it's a good exam.
Oh yeah, it ain't too hard. It's all right.
Shit, that was cool. Showing my Instagram on the live stream on accident. My bad. Anymore. And welcome to the cyber range, by the way. Thanks for joining and like trusting me enough to join and all that. So like I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I had seen you on I think Simone B.
Oh, how did you? I haven't like collaborated with her. Did she like mention it or something?
Yeah, she got a link down underneath one of her videos.
Oh, she's in the cyber range. Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not sure. I watched one of her. I follow her on YouTube, and I watched one of her videos. She just released like I think like one of the last 3 or 4 videos, and you came up.
I forgot how to spell her name. Oh my god, I'm doxing people. I can't do this. What am I doing? Okay. Anyway, thank you.
All right.
Cool. Hey Peter, how are you doing? I seen your hand just up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks. Thanks for having me. So I think I've mentioned before about this whole AI course, but I'm not sure. Did you give us a detail on which part of the work pipeline that you build AI upon? Like like which one did you automate? Try to automate it.
Yes, I think I can actually.
Have you covered that before? Am I just not listening?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, let me think. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen and I'll show you some. Actually, no, I can't. I can explain it. Hold on. I'm just trying to like be careful not to like show something weird by mistake. Okay. So this is Frame.io, and we like upload a video and we collaborate on like how to edit it and stuff. And this is the agentic AI demonstration video. And then I put a lot of architecture diagrams in here for the editor. So let me see if I can like bring one of them up. Okay, not this one. Basically, to answer your question though, while I'm trying to do this, is it builds on top of the security operations and engineering curriculum. Okay, this is going to be convenient. Right, hold on. Let me open all of these. Should make sense. So yeah. Okay. So this is like basically the cyber range. It's just like a kind of simplified version of it where we have like our Azure or our Entra ID, which is Azure Active Directory, and then we have like our hundreds of virtual machines. And you know how like for people that aren't on the call that haven't gone through the whole SecOps course, there's like a whole course that talks about like how the log ingestion happens, like how you onboard these to the EDR platform, which is dependent for endpoint, and then doing that will like forward the logs into the log analytics, and then all of like the CyberRange firewalls, network security groups forward logs here, and then Azure Active Directory forwards logs into the log analytics workspace. And like the idea is I'll do a demo of this on the call, but there's like a agentic AI or an AI SOC analyst that we create with Python. And then we can use the GPT API basically to like, we can just talk to the agent as a human and be like, oh, I think there's like malicious processes on XYZ computer, or we can say phrases like that to it. And then the agentic AI will make the decision on which tables in KQL to query and like which properties in those tables to get out. And then it will decide like the timeline based on your request, and it will just basically like build a KQL query based on like what you said, and then it will query the logs, and then it will like once it gets the chunk of logs that's relevant to the time frame, it will use like a specialized threat hunting prompt and then send all that stuff to GPT 4.1. Oh, this is the wrong slide. It will send everything to GPT, and then it will do its like cognitive hunt and analysis, and then it will like produce a report in the end, like a really detailed one. And it's like, it's really, really fast. It's like, takes like 30 seconds to 2 minutes to build like a full-on report out. And the idea is like, this is supposed to like replace L1 SOC analysts. Like this type of thing is supposed to replace level 1 SOC analysts in like X number of years or something. And so I just want to give people like an intuition for like how to manually build one of these, so it becomes like easier for you guys to use a SaaS threat hunting project or something like this in the future. I want to like really build this out well and like develop it really well, because not only will it make you good at this in the future, it will give you like a crazy like interview talking point, because I can pretty much guarantee like no one is like just building one of these on their own. They probably can like learn how to use like AI assisted threat hunting and stuff like this, but it's going to be rare for people to just randomly build one. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. But yeah, to answer your question, it builds off of this course. So it's this should be like a requirement before doing the agentic AI one. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Does this make sense?
Okay, so technically, I think you also answer what the previous person just asked you about whether they should do the engineer part and then do this AI, because this AI is not covering the engineering part, it's covering what we just learned, the course that you just pointed out, right? We actually learned that before you put this AI thing out.
Yeah.
Right? So you are automating this part, I mean, the analyst part of the working pipeline. And to basically connect with API for GPT.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Now you release this, it correlates to the course that you taught us before, the one that you just the SOC operation part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So do we build our own agent, or you already have a existing agent that this build we can use as like an engine, or what is this AI course has in store for us?
I can show you it. Basically, like I'm building it out already, but the idea is that because it requires Python to make, right? So both the engineering course and this course, there'll be like a Python mini course that you have to do before to get your like skill up to make make sure the code makes sense. But what was your question? Can you say like one more time?
Oh no, my question is, so did you have this built already, and then we can use whatever you build as an end result, or do you teach us how to do exactly what you did in building our own version of this AI SOC analyst box on your diagram?
Gotcha. Yeah, so I built this already. It's like it's really basic right now. It's like super basic. I think I spend like 8 hours, and then right now the only capability it has is to like look in like device logons and then device process events. There's like a ton of other tables to look into, and then there's like other stuff to do, like when it finds threats, like I have to like build in some functionality to like have it do something, like the automated response, like isolating the machines. All that will be like done eventually. But the idea is in the course, we'll just kind of build this together from scratch so people have an idea of, how it works. And then my hope is that people will have they'll be able to develop a sense or intuition of how it works. And then they can like add features onto it, because it's like extensible. So they can like add stuff onto it to make it like customized for like what they want to do.
So one last question. This AI SOC analyst, the role that you're selecting, the clicking right now, it will be live on Azure, or it's going to be off on a local machine?
So that's another good question. So all this, obviously, not obviously, but log analytics, all this is in the Azure and the CyberRange. This, like, we need to use a GPT model one way or another. And we can use GPT inside of the CyberRange. It's called like a Azure OpenAI. So this is something I've been thinking about, because we can make a model inside of here, but actually I don't know how much it costs. Oh my God. So I need to explore that a bit. In the beginning, I might just have people use their own like OpenAI account, because if I can't control like the usage of it, people can just like spend like $1,000 or something like this. I'm not certain. So that's a good question. People might need to like use their own GPT, but that's something that has to like.
Oh no, I mean, based on the course that you already designed, like, do you have in mind that when we are learning exactly what you did to make our own AI SOC analyst, or we're not, we're using yours?
Oh no,
yeah.
You'll make yours. You'll make yours with your own Python and everything.
Okay.
Your own code.
So it's the way how you teach us. You will be teaching us in AI course will be this thing. This red box will be at our own computer.
Yes.
It will loop into our own computer and then loop out to the GPT and coming back into our computer and then aggregate it there. I mean, the query results will show up there on our own.
Yeah.
Okay.
This thing, it's just like a few Python files. It's literally like just this. It's oh my God. It's like, why can't I close this? It's just this, which I can send it to people anytime. Like, this is not really a secret or whatever. The reason why, like, even if I release this on YouTube, like the source code, it's not a big deal. Because like the value, I guess, is because the CyberRange, this thing, is actually like full of like millions of organic logs and like actual like attack traffic that can be correlated. So that's why like it's more beneficial for CyberRange members to have it, because if you're a CyberRange member, so for example, I'll show you. I'm sorry, I'm going like deep into the weeds with this, but you see. Yeah, so there's this like might not make sense to a lot of people, but there's like a function inside of the AI agent that will query our log analytics workspace. But in order to like query this, you have to have an account in Azure, the whole identity and access thing. Like you'll use your account to actually query this, or rather the agent will use your account to query it. So like just random people watching on YouTube, they don't have like access to the CyberRange, so unless they join or something. But yeah, the code like runs on your computer, and then it just needs to use a GPT model from somewhere, which will probably be your own. But yeah, it's like your own like thing that you're going to be building. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And the agentic AI also be implemented, which
Oh, you're super quiet and like a robot. Can anyone hear her?
You
And
got to speak up, yeah.
do you
Perfect.
guys hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah, it's better. It's better
I
now.
was- I have my headphones in, sorry. So I was just curious, like, can the agentic AI also be implemented for the vulnerability management program, especially when you're like scanning different parts of an infrastructure? Can you like utilize that for vulnerability management or?
Yeah, you can, because the Tenable has like a super robust API. You can pretty much do like anything. You can create a scan and like launch a scan and like do like pretty much everything. The most challenging part will be like having regardless of it's using agentic AI. Like agentic AI is not the hard part, but like the remediating of vulnerabilities would be like kind of difficult. But you can for sure do it. You just have to make sure the remediation is like matches the vulnerability that was found, if that makes sense. But yeah, you certainly can do that. And I've been like actually thinking about that recently too.
I guess my confusion was like, when you're scanning a system, like sometimes some of the vulnerabilities have somewhat of a connection to one another. So I was trying to figure out a way to essentially like group certain vulnerabilities together. And then from that, you could like figure out whatever remediation method should be implemented to like fix the issue. But I just wasn't sure like how you would connect Tenable back to like Azure. I don't know how to do that, like how you would connect the two so that you don't have to like do extra work on the back end.
Yeah, you just like, I'm thinking, so you can pretty much do anything with a Tenable API that you can do even more with the API, I believe, than you can do with the UI. So, and I believe there's probably some like API endpoint for Tenable that's like Git remediation, where you probably pass it like a vulnerability ID or something like this. And then it will, let me think, hold on, this will take like a while to do, but maybe I won't do it, but I don't know, like when you're using Tenable, sometimes there'll be like a top remediations list, and then it will show like a list of remediations, and then if you click on a remediation, it will show you like, if you do this, it will like fix all of these vulnerabilities. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you could probably like take the remediations that have like, the most vulnerability fixes or something, and then do some kind of logic around deciding like which one to do first. In the real world, there's probably more nuance, because you have to like go through change management and all that.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah.
you for sure you can pretty much do like anything that you're imagining. You just have to like, flesh it out and learn figure out what the API can do. But it's a bit of a wishy-washy answer. So
Okay. No, that makes sense though. Thank you.
yeah, sure. And then, were you done talking, Peter? I was about to like call on Sam.
Yeah, I also want to look about people times and stuff. Yeah, but I definitely have more questions about automations. I keep thinking it's just some sort of automation. I don't know why. It's like AI, it's like some sort of automation. It's like just streamline certain work pipelines. It's wanted to know like which pipeline that you concentrated, because AI could be many things. It could automate many things, but like you kind of build specifically for certain things, it work in a certain way. Yeah. So,
I can like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It seems like we can also use that for threat hunting too. Like whenever you have like capture the flag, we can also use that if it's built properly.
Yeah, you can. Yes, absolutely.
Right? I mean, one of the benefit of using that, I tend to like to know the benefit before I use it, kind of
Mhm.
thing. You know, instead of just like jumping into AI because it has AI name in it. So yeah.
I can do like a quick demo. Let me like get to Sam and then I'll like set up the demo and then it will make more sense. It's okay. And then hey Sam, your hand is up. How are you doing?
Good, Josh. My next question is I wanted to know what the scope of the Python course is going to be. Like, are you going to cover the foundations of Python, or will people have to go learn that before they come back and jump on the agentic AI course?
Yeah, that's a good idea or a good question. And I am gonna cover Python really specifically to what we're doing to build the AI agent. So I'll show, oh my God, if I can dox myself. What's my password right there? 1 second. What's up? What's wrong? Hold on. Recent. Gotta be careful. Okay. So can you see this, by the way?
Yes, yes, I can. Oh, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just building this out. Basically I took the whole code for the AI after I made it and I just dumped it into ChatGPT and I said like give me like the list of stuff that people need to learn in order to like learn this in terms of like Python foundations. And then so I'm just making individual courses like or individual videos for every topic in Python like as it relates to the thing we're trying to build. And then I try to give examples of how these things like relate to the thing that we're building. This isn't the complete list, by the way. It'll probably be like 30 items or something like this. So I'm teaching Python. Of course, people can like go out and learn it. And I mean, I recommend doing that, but I'll teach specifically to the thing we're trying to build. So people will have context when they're learning.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. God damn it. Sorry. Okay, I'll give like a demo of this thing just so people can like, it's like really fast, just so you can have like some idea, I guess, of how it works. So give me 1 sec, log analytics. And basically I'm just gonna like choose, it can do like a lot of stuff beyond what I'm about to show, but I'm just gonna do a demo. So I'll do like a really easy demo so it like makes sense for people. Okay. So basically I'm just gonna like pick a computer to like analyze maybe the processes. Okay, I'll do logins. Most people like understand what like a login failure is like, because basically like the cyber it gets attacked, right? Or people trying to log into it all the time, like all these computers in here. So I'm going to look in device logon events. I'm just using log analytics to pick a computer that has like a lot of activity on it. So I can say like summarize count equals count by device name, order by count descending. I just want to get the computer that has like the most activity in the last day. So it looks like this person, I don't know whose this is, but this is a VM in the cyber range. So if I take this and then I go to, this is the agent. So I'll just run it. Without debugging rather. And then if you can see this down here, it says the AI SOC analyst at your service. What are your concerns? So I can say something like, one of our workstations. Oh my God, I want to copy this. Like, let me run this again. No, I don't want to debug it. I can say one of our workstations has been exposed to the internet for like 3 days. This is randomly for like 3 days. I think there is a possibility with misspellings that someone might have logged into it and done something. Can you investigate to see if there is any problem? My boss is mad. I like cake, something. You can just like do this and say enter, and then the agent will just like do its thing. So
that's pretty nuts.
Works to, yeah, it decides like the parameters to use, and then it uses AI to decide like which table to look in, because there's like a lot of tables. So based on like my prompt, I was saying like, oh, I think it was exposed to the internet. Someone might have logged into it. So it, based off of this information, it decided to like look in the device logon events table, and it decided this device name because I said it here. And then it set a time range of 72 hours automatically because I said it's been exposed for like 3 days. And then it chose these fields because this is something that I I define, which I'll talk about in the course. But it shows these fields because they're relevant to the table, and then it automatically use like, you know, it constructed this KQL query specific to like our concerns, and then it queried the log analytics workspace. So it did this, and then it returned 419 records, and then it's building a threat hunt prompt instruction. So it like takes this threat hunt prompt and appends all the records to it along with instructions and sends it to the endpoint, which is this. No, not that. Which is this. And then it will take like a few seconds to figure out like what's what, which here it took 20 seconds to do the threat hunt, and it found 4 potential threats. And then it's like press enter or return to see results, and you just press enter, and then it will dump all the threats out with like a title and description, or a large number of failed logins with a confidence level of its assessment. So usually when the confidence is high, I've never seen it been like a what's it called, false positive when the confidence is high, but it will dump like the MITRE attack info, like the tactics, techniques, and procedures. It will show like the actual specific log lines, some of them, there's like too many. And then it will give like recommendations on like what you should do. This is like really like rudimentary. I didn't build it out. I just made like a proof of concept really fast, but it found like 4 threats. So the first one is here. The second one, repeated failed login attempts for administrator, was showing here. They're basically similar things. Successful remote logon attempts from this IP address, which it's a true positive because the person actually did log in with this. But this is likely the CyberRange user, you know what I mean? Because there's just like too many successful logins, and like the username is actually the same as the computer name. But GPT, it's like a smart AI, but it doesn't have like context into like, oh, this is a CyberRange, or like, oh, the name, you know, like it, like people usually make the computer name the username. It doesn't have context into that. So it's just like, hey, there's like someone logged in, which it's true. It's worth investigating. So the recommendations would be to like, create an incident and monitor it. And then the 4th incident, a suspicious burst of automated logon success from internal source. And can anyone like on the call, like guess what this is? I'll give like 10 seconds or 5 seconds. I want to say, yeah. So it detected this, but this is actually like the scan engine, like the Tenable vulnerability scan engine, scanning the virtual machine and like logging into it. So it looks like this user was practicing vulnerability management, and it created a bunch of suspicious logs. But the AI, this is why like human and AI is like different. I can give it context and be like, hey, we have like a vulnerability scanner. It's on like 10.0.0.8. So like don't count that as like a threat or something, but it didn't have context, so it flagged it as like a medium. But this is just like the scan engine. So basically it built this whole report with like 4 threats and all of these like MITRE attack properties and like recommendations in like 20 seconds, right? This will take like a human probably like a couple hours to like put that together. It's almost like 300 to 500x the speed of like a normal like human threat hunter. So that's like what it is. That's what it is essentially. So my idea and my hope is to like, this is like really super basic one too. It's really basic and it's kind of trivial to make it better. So my hope is to like teach people like how to use this, because people are getting jobs without this right now, right? Like you can see like a list of people who are like getting jobs, and it's like a decent amount. So I figure like this will kind of like future-proof people like in the CyberRange, especially because there ain't no people like building one of these manually, especially when we have GPT. So I think it will help a lot, especially if we make it better than this. And you're gonna like blow the interviewer's mind is like my hope behind these. But that's pretty much how it works. And I can do the same thing with like device events too. Maybe I'll do that demo. But yeah, do you have any like questions or anything? I'm talking like 10 minutes.
No, it's
Good
really
demo,
good.
demo. Yeah, very cool.
Really good demo.
Yeah, I'm pretty. This is next level. I'm gonna be honest. I'm more convinced now that you should release it as soon as possible. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah,
Question.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No question. Are we gonna have like a workshop after this course? Like, if we want to fine tune it, or if we want to tailor it to our own specific search kink that we wanted to, personalize it. Do you have like a workshop that kind of teach us how to make it even more advanced after that, the foundation that you gave out?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to develop it, and my hope, or rather, I think people are just going to do that on their own, and I will show like how to customize it, and I'm like 100% certain like when people like realize the foundation of like how to build it, they're just gonna be like, oh, okay, and they're going to do like all kinds of crazy stuff, kind of like people are doing now with threat hunting. They'll make like some like crazy threat hunt and crazy threat scenario already in the Cybrain. So I will do that, and then for sure people are going to do it and like share it, and it's going to be like a big thing. I'm pretty sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And then for Sam, that's how I felt too. Like after I built this, I was like, damn, I should just release this like immediately. Probably that's why I like made that post.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
stats actually. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's all I can say right now. Like I'm blown away.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to hear that, and thanks. And then I'll try to get to the people because we have like 10 minutes. So Richard, thanks for waiting and being patient. How are you doing?
Well, I'm great, and no worries at all. I'm just happy to be here. Recently joined, I think as of yesterday. I found your channel through I follow Eunice Guy on YouTube, and I saw you and I was like, hey, I need to join. So I'm a newbie to cyber, and so I'm here. I'm soaking it all in. Your demonstration was amazing, and at least it absolutely mind blowing to say the least. But I have a question on AI, and this is more high level, not technically specific. But do you think the industry is going to trend towards using the larger models like OpenAI or Gemini, or do you think at some point they'll want to use the local models for security sake?
I think 100% sure they're going to localize like OpenAI's model. People are already doing this. I think that's what Azure OpenAI is. It uses like GPT 3.5, GPT-4 model, but it's like a internal to your org. So like the actual company like OpenAI doesn't have access to like all of your prompts and stuff. So I think 100% they're going to use like a localized version. Yeah.
Wow. And so you need so then local architecture is going to, I would imagine.
Well, it will be in the cloud. It will still be in the cloud, but it will be in like your controlled cloud. So like, for example, Azure. This Azure OpenAI, like this is the CyberRange's, I guess, the CyberRange's Azure environment. And if we create like OpenAI inside of here, it'll make like essentially a ChatGPT. But we're in control of like all the stuff that like goes into it, even its OpenAI's model, like we're in control of it. So it will be in the cloud, and it will be like Azure or Microsoft will be the custodian of it, but Microsoft can't like go in and like see our prompts or anything. They're just like providing the hosting for us, and then we use the model. So it'll still be in the cloud, but it's not like we're gonna have a GPT on premise. So though we could, actually, people might do that, but I think people will still they'll use the cloud because it can be considered safe because the government tends to use the cloud for some stuff too. It just has like some special like isolation, and it's like segregated from like commercial users. But for sure, they're not going to use like ChatGPT, like for sure.
Okay, that's awesome. And I'm also wondering about like token costs in terms of will they charge per token with the cloud realm, and which will drive folks want to it was just a fascinating space. And honestly, I'm a newbie, so I'm gonna shut up and just enjoy the demo. But this is great, Josh. And thank you.
Oh, thanks. For token costs, like for the AI agent we're building, or just like in general?
In general, because imagine if you extrapolate what you just showed us, and we say, hey, we just want to do this at wire speed. We're going to automate all these things that happen, and it's just going to happen automatically. Where at some point, the tokens on that is going to be astronomical. And that becomes a new wireless service, right? The new wireless minutes, if you will. And will that drive, certain organizations to try to control it with, just getting their own every year, continue having to go at it local or us.
Yeah, this question is a bit beyond me because I don't have a good sense for like actually how much tokens cost. Like, because there's like if you use like ChatGPT versus like a cloud hosted versus like local, if it's local, then you're just worrying about like the cost of electricity. But I don't have like a good sense for like almost any of those. So I imagine that people will just like figure out like which one makes more sense and like cheaper and faster, and probably they'll just like pick. But I can't even like answer well because I don't have a good sense for it. Yeah. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, perfectly.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
thank you.
but oh yeah, no problem. That's something I got to figure out. I have to figure that out for myself because if I want to use the model, or how can I say, if I want to create a model in the CyberRange for people to use for the AI SOC analyst, I got to figure out like how much that costs and if it's feasible. So I'll probably have a sense like, next month or something. But right now I just like have no idea.
Oh, can we loop it into Grok instead of OpenAI? Just
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I'm assuming it has like an API because a model like one of them is probably better at threat hunting than the other. Like I just don't know. I just like used GPT because I'm always using that model. But you certainly can use like literally any LLM as long as you have like the an API access to it.
And if you do a search on Hugging Face, there's some that we're trained for cyber. So, like Trend Micro has one, and for research purposes. But there's lots of them out there.
Oh, damn. Good to know. And thanks for joining CyberRange, by the way. I'm glad you found me by Unix Guy. I'm like friends with him in real life. He's really nice, actually.
On YouTube, guys, I'll be Mr. Robot if I just keep watching new channels.
And then I'll get to CyberWriter. It might be the last one, unless other people have questions before the hour.
Hey Josh, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just had a question. So I was the one that posted recently that got the vulnerability management analyst job, but I had a question. Regarding the what's the best way to reach out to you? So I had a question about like the reference process. I messaged you through school, but I don't know if you look at your DMs or whatnot.
Yeah, I do. I was like literally responding to them like before this meeting, but I had like 40 when I woke up. It takes time, but I'll respond to them. But do you need like my information for like
I have the information, but it's just like some nuances that I was want to cover since like I basically so I use like the CyberRange as like the experience, like the job experience. So I just want to like align all of the experience work with like when they call, because I think they're doing the background check now next week. So most likely you might get reached out to. So just make sure everything's aligned.
Oh yeah, I'll. What is your name in the CyberRange? Or maybe I can just find it eventually and I'll respond.
Yeah,
to it, but...
I can put it in the chat. I'll make it easier because it's hold on. I'll write it down. So I just put it in the chat. Yeah, Carlos.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, man. It's funny because like the job that I got the job for, they were asking for 3 years of experience. So it wasn't because of like the way that I formatted it that I wouldn't even gotten picked, not even to interview. And then because of that, like I got the opportunity to actually interview, and then out of 10 people, it went down from 10 to 3, not to 10 to 5, then 3, and they picked me. So I'm sure most of the people who were there were actual experience from like corporate experience, and I'm over here presenting like a HIPAA. It's in healthcare. So basically, I did like a whole HIPAA presentation of like I basically did a scan, like an authenticated scan, and then I picked 2 vulnerabilities, and then I did like a HIPAA line like kind of report on it. And they were like, they didn't have any questions after I finished that report, like that presentation in the interview. They were like, "Oh, I have no more questions. So what's your availability?" Like they were ready. There were like literally no questions asked after that. So that was like it was thanks to your course, and like basically what I'm trying to say is like thank you for this course. Like the $97 that we pay a month is definitely way underneath that price, like the value that you provide. But I know I listened to the other live, so I know why you have it for that price. But seriously, like. Appreciate everything you do for us and the way you interact with the community. You're engaged, and thanks. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for saying that, and thanks for sharing too. And congrats. That's like really awesome. I bet like you probably like said like more than they even know like in your report. That's why they don't have anything to ask.
Yeah. Because the funny thing is like right before the call, the recruiter called me and said, "Hey, so you're gonna be interviewing the 2 people, like the girl." So basically, I'm covering somebody on maternity leave. Like that's who the management analyst person was, and then the other person was like he was a GRC like assistant manager. So he's like, just in case just in case it doesn't like throw you out like off guard. The GRC guy, the assistant guy, might ask you like questions outside of scope of like. Of what the job description is. I'm like, "Oh, what do you mean?" So, since this GRC ask you like, well, like GRC related questions, maybe just to see how like your knowledge is, like how deep is your knowledge. So I was kind of like off guard. I was like kind of prepared for it. I'm okay, all right, here comes this guy's gonna ask me something, and he was the one who was like, I have no more questions. So what time zone are you in? What's your availability to start? I'm like, oh shoot, like okay. Yeah, I was excited about that.
Wait, are you from Florida, right? Yeah, I spoke
Yeah.
to you on.
Yeah,
Oh,
Peter.
okay.
Hey, what's up, Peter? Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Cool name. Yeah. So yeah, whenever you get a chance, because I know they're doing the background check now, and most likely they're gonna call. So we're ahead of the question.
Yeah, sounds good. I have like Miho is like dedicated to responding to all those, and if there's something that like doesn't match or something, she'll like talk to me or talk to the user. But I'll like watch out for it too, and I'll get to all my DMs today as well. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
yeah,
And again,
you too.
back to the community. If you have any questions, I'm open. Answer like my process and how I did it. Because I joined the range on March, but I didn't start until April. But like my cybersecurity journey has basically been only 6 months, because I was like doing other stuff, like going for SOC analyst, like a bunch of other crap that doesn't even like apply to this. Like I got my SAL1 from TriHackMe. I'm not even using any of that. So I could have done it like in 3 to 4 months instead of 6, which is crazy.
That is crazy. That's inspirational.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I have to.
And then I think everyone's hand is still up. Sam, did you raise your hand again?
Yes, I did. There's just one last
Okay.
question before we all go.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sorry,
think
can you hear me now?
Richard could-
Sorry. I
Yeah.
just turned on the car.
We're-
The car went to the audio went to the car. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, people like ask me, oh, how do you do it? How did you do it? I was like, just put in the work and try to be different than everybody else. Like, just don't interview, ask questions, do presentations if you can, or try to find things at the company. Because the more things you present to them before they ask you, the better it is. Because like that shows you're hands-on, and also like you're also doing whatever they were going to ask you in a presentation sort of way. That way they don't ask you those dumb questions.
Yeah. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you just in your interview you just discussed authenticated, unauthenticated, and basically the reports.
No, so basically, so he has a few, like the girl that like does that job now, she kind of went to like how they do their process. It's the same thing. And that's why I vouch for Josh's course, because it's literally what you'll be doing at an enterprise company. Like if they use Tenable and they use Azure or anything like within those tools that you're literally doing at the company. So that's why it's like I already have that hands-on experience. So I did the course twice, like the vulnerability management portion of it. But then outside of that, I just was doing like my own labs. I just to get like messing around with dashboards. I even added one of the, I don't know, Josh, does your license have like HIPAA safeguards? Because I was trying to look like to scan for HIPAA, but I did a ChatGPT thing to see like which of the NIST, I forget what they're called, but like the scanning for NIST that have kind of fall into place also with HIPAA. So that's kind of how I did it, how I framed it.
There might be like high trust one, like in the plugins or something. I'm not
the
sure
plugins,
though.
there you go. That's what I was looking for, the plugins. And I was trying to download a plugin to do a scan, because you can upload plugins when you're doing a scan. But I couldn't find one exactly like the one that GPT was telling me to figure out. So, but yeah. So going back to your question, who asked it? So yeah, so what I did was like they asked questions and then they asked me about my experience. I was like how I use Tenable, Azure, and some other things, but nothing relevant. And then like right before they were gonna get into like serious questions, I'm like, actually, I told them like I'm actually put together a mini like lab of how I'll do like the whole vulnerability management lifecycle, but with through HIPAA, checking for HIPAA safeguards. And I can share the report in the range, because I'm not home right now. I'm on my phone. But it was like literally just like basic report, like basically it kind of the same. It's like a mini version of what Josh does in the course, like the vulnerability management, like the authenticated scan. So it's kind of like that with pictures, like different things, like the safeguards that I was checking for. And then that's basically what I did. And after that, they were like, "Wow, that's really hands-on. That's what we're looking for," because they do like a weekly report, like every Tuesday for like the higher ups, how to see like what you're working on, what's going to be done this week, and like a simple report. So that's this kind of goes along with what they're already doing. So that's what they were like, oh, this is very hands-on. Like this guy is already he's gonna hit the ground running. So they were trying to kind of say, yeah.
It's good that you showed that because people are kind of worried about like how fast their new hire can start like actually delivering value and like working. So you probably just like put their mind at ease immediately, and they didn't want to like risk dealing with anybody else.
Yep, exactly. And also, I'm sure not everybody's gonna present something at an interview when you're just asking questions and be like, "Oh, what are you gonna ask me? Oh, here's the answer." So like that kind of shows like, okay, I'm comfortable talking to people, and if they have these higher up meetings or reports, I'm sure there's gonna be like presentations with them as well. So that's also something they might have looking into. They didn't say that, but I'm sure that helped a lot as well. So
And Carlos, you mentioned something about how your resume was structured. Like, do you mind giving like a really brief overview on, did you have like your experience first? Was it your projects first?
yeah,
Like,
so
what attracted the recruiter?
yeah, so the way I framed it, I had Josh's as the last experience because that was actually the one I'm sure that they looked at, like a portability management analyst from Login Pacific. And then, so I've been, before this, I'm transitioning from web content. So I'm a web content specialist, like, websites. So what I did is I put the experience that I have with web content, but I kind of framed it or like kind of pivoted it into like web governance. So like basically like doing audits on websites, following the WCAG, like the standards for like to not get audited for like company websites. So I kind of like incorporated some kind of reporting and like things like of auditing and things like that. I'm not sure if that helped at all, but that's how I was applying to like jobs.
So your projects was first, like your projects?
No, I didn't didn't have any projects. I just put it because I've been working like with like website and web content stuff like for like 7, 8 years. So I have like 4 or 5 different jobs on the resume. So I just put my skills like that. So it was jobs, one certificate, SIL one, and then skills. That's basically how I did it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks for sharing all that.
No, thank you, Josh. Of course. Yeah, so I'm open to any questions in the range. So I've been getting very positive feedback in the community. I appreciate everyone for positive thoughts, and I'm glad to help anyone I can in their journey. So I've been on both sides. So yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you. And then Sam, you had your question.
Oh yeah, it's I'm thinking about starting the master's degree with WGU, and I know you have a lot of experience in that area. So I was just gonna ask what the experience was like, and if you got any tips and advice for me, I'll really appreciate that.
Yeah, in my opinion, the master's is like it's really in line with what I was doing at work at the time, like a lot of GRC and vulnerability management type things. But I think it's changed like quite a bit since I got it. I think I got mine in like 2020, to be honest. But it's easier than the bachelor's degree and takes less time. And I tend to like recommend people like if you want to get the master's degree, it's good because it's good to have anyway. Like I have it obviously, but I feel like CISSP like might be more useful than that one just because like employers like tend to like that more and it's cheaper. But I think it's useful. It's like in line with the industry and everything. And I can't really give good advice on it because it's literally like changed so much. I don't even think it's like the same as when I got it before. But if I were to like give advice, I guess I would tell people to like, this is weird and you don't have to do it, but I would like get CISSP first because I know the master's degree is like largely based off of the CISSP, and CISSP is like kind of more useful. And then after you have CISSP, it's kind of like you pre-gamed the master's degree anyway, and it's going to be like way easier to get and probably take like less time. You can probably finish it in like a 1 term without getting CISSP, but I think it's going to be like even shorter if you get CISSP first. But obviously you don't have to do this, but that's just my general advice that I would personally give.
Okay. Well, so I have the Security Plus certification. It's that going to be, I know the CISSP is like an advance of the Security Plus certification. So is it going to be considered when I'm done the master's degree with WGU?
Say the last part of your question one more time.
So I said I have the Security Plus, like it's the curriculum for, so you're saying that the curriculum for the master's degree with WGU is in line with CISSP?
Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
Big overlap. Yeah.
Okay. So the Security Plus is like part of it?
Yes. So like
Okay.
a good way to think about Security Plus versus CISSP is like this is really generally speaking, but Security Plus is like a lot of foundational knowledge, like foundational chunks of stuff. Like this is encryption, this is like I don't know, this is what a backup is. Like this is transport layer security, and then
Yeah.
CISSP is like a business application of all of those stuff,
Oh,
if that makes
okay.
sense.
Yes, it
Like
does.
the CISSP question, it will be like a big paragraph, and they'll be like, what should you do? And then that's where you have to like use those foundation to come up with some like business application answer, pretty much. So it's Security Plus, like for sure, is like completely foundational, but CISSP will like drill it into your head in terms of like the business, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So, but the CISSP, if I remember, you need to have a little bit of experience before you could do the CISSP certification, right? Or is there a walk around?
Yeah, there's for sure. So basically, like you have to have like there's 8 domains of security in terms of like what CISSP or ISC squared cares about. And if you have Security Plus, then you need to have like 4 years experience in 2 of the domains. But the domains are like some of them are like asset security, physical security, identity, and access management. So if you worked in help desk or something, you already covered like probably 3 of those. And then on top of that, the other like workaround is that I can endorse CISSP. So if you just want to get it, I'll just like I don't care about this kind of thing. I'll just like sign off on whatever.
Okay. So I could do the internship program in the cyber range, and it's still going to cover his experience, and then I can do the CISSP.
Yeah. And then when you submit it, you can just be like, oh, it was full-time work, and then just use me as your endorser, and I'll just like endorse it, and then you just get like CISSP. So
All right, copy that. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
no problem. I'll probably keep doing this until like ISC squared like takes my license away, because like
Okay.
I don't really believe in like gatekeeping in terms of like years of experience. It's so stupid, because I've worked with people who have been like 10 years of experience, but they're like really bad at their job, versus like anyone who's gonna like pay some stranger money in like just because they're trying to like learn, like people in the cyber range, right? Those people are like actually trying hard to like better their career. And so I can, based on that, I can assume they're probably going to do a good job at work, because they're like going out of their way to like learn stuff outside of traditional education. So I don't agree with like those years of experience. There has to be like other indicators to show that somebody is capable. So that's why I just don't care about giving endorsement to people who are like trying to like do good. And that's my like rationalization for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Yeah, thanks. And then, dang. Okay. We're like way over time, but I will try to get to like 2 more people, or 3 more. How many are there? 2. Someone's like raising their hand like hella times. You might be doing that on accident. But Cybrighter, oh my gosh, your real name. Oh, you just told me, but I forgot. Wait, I have it. Yeah, it's being recorded. And then, okay, who's the next person? Is it Carlos? I'm so sorry if that's like incorrect. Okay.
Sorry, Josh, you talking to me?
Yeah. Is your hand up, or you just like didn't put it down yet?
Oh, I think I didn't put it down. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Sorry, I was driving. Let me put it down.
No, you're okay.
By the way,
okay.
I shared what I presented in the interview, like my GitHub repo project. So anybody wants to check it out.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right, but is it Eliezer Fuentes? Your hand is up?
Yes, Eliezer. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you doing?
Okay, good. Hey, how y'all doing? My question is about endorsement in LinkedIn. Do you guys, the Logan Pacific, gonna do anything for the task that we do on the internship, or no?
Yeah, we can. If you want to get I do LinkedIn endorsement for people, and I think you can request it on LinkedIn. So if you request one, just like let me know, and then we'll like do the endorsement for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and if you want anything specific in it, you can just like DM me, and you don't have to hold back, because it's for you. So just let me know if you want some specific thing in the endorsement.
Awesome, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then last person is Yashong?
Hey Josh, thanks man. I got a quick question. Seeing that I'm on a pathway where like I'm trying to, get job ready. So I've been working on projects. I got the Security Plus. I got a master's degree, bachelor degree, and I'm in the process of considering the Azure 500 AZ. Or is there another direction that you think will make my resume more valuable, I guess, to recruiters? I did like 27 or 30 something projects on LinkedIn, build my network and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to figure out what is the next step that will basically make my resume pop out more.
I feel like I would want to see your resume and like really look at it. But I guess experience, like, do you have the CyberRange internship on there already? Like for experience?
That's what I just joined like in the last month. So that's what I started to work on now this week. Building out that kind of stuff. So I'm doing that in tangent with studying for the AZ 500. So I don't know. I'm basically asking you, should I be going down the path of pursuing the AZ 500 or should I be going in another direction?
I think that's fine. Like AZ 500 or SC 200. SC 200 is like really in line with the CyberRange, like on accident, but it's like really in line. And then AZ 500 has a lot of overlap too. But in my head, like, just keep doing what you're doing, because the CyberRange, the internship, and by the way, like, this, in my opinion, like there's like a tier of like what employers care about, and like the top of the tier is like a experience is like the top, and then the next level is like in my opinion, like high-end certification, like CISSP and like those like GIAC certifications. And then below this, it could be either like mid-tier certification or bachelor's degree. It just depends. So what you're working on, that AZ 500 is like really relevant to what you're doing, but I might consider that like B tier behind like hands-on experience. But it just depends on like who's looking at your resume. And by B tier, I don't mean like bad. B tier is like really good. Something like a high school diploma. It's not bad. It's just like not something that people care about. So it's like lower tier. So like the stuff you're working on is like in the upper half. So like the CyberRange experience and like the relevant like AZ 500. I think it's good. Yeah, I think what you're doing is good. Just make sure you do the CyberRange internship, and then you can put it on your resume as like a normal experience, and then when people reach out, we'll just vouch for the experience, and then it should be good. So yeah, I think it's good.
And one more quick question to be quick. So I've been doing projects on identity and access management, and so I've been playing with Microsoft Entra, and then I've been messing around with Alta. I think that's the one they be using, and then there's another one that I've been kind of using. If you're going down the pathway of trying to get really, really strong with, should I be focused more on zero trust, or should I just stick with like one particular area, like identity access management or network security? What would you suggest? Like really get really, really specialized in one area, or cover the broad of areas? What's your suggestion on that?
I think I'm not good at answering this, by the way, so I'm just gonna preface it with that, but it just depends on like a lot of stuff. If you want to, because like some jobs, there's like just less of certain types of jobs, right? So for example, like I wouldn't necessarily recommend somebody to try to be a pen tester unless they're like obsessed with it and they're doing it all day long. So that's kind of what it takes. But in terms of like IAM, I don't have a good sense, but generally I recommend people to like get pretty strong in security operations, which is what the CyberRange is. And then if you have like a secondary interest, like IAM or something like this, like it's good to build that one up too, because it makes you like, it makes you like employable for like kind of a broad range of jobs. But in terms of like the zero trust, I don't have like a good sense for like all those in terms of like the job market, to be honest. So I can't really answer very well, unfortunately. But if someone else wants to like say something about this, I'm happy to like hear it. But I do think it's good to specialize. It's good to have like a good foundation and then like kind of specialize in like one area. You can't really go wrong with that.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry for the like low end answer, or the low tier answer.
That's cool. You got it.
Thanks. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna end this one. I'll try to clear all of my DMs today. But let me know if anyone has any questions about like the engineering course or like the AI course. You can DM me or like make a post and tag me in it, and then I'll like do my best to answer.
Thanks,
So
Josh.
any expected
Appreciate
date
it,
of
Josh.
the AI,
Thank you.
AI
Thank you.
course?
Yeah, no problem. And the AI course
Thanks,
is like
Josh.
By
no
Ronald
problem. No
Rodriguez.
problem. Just ATAP. I hope that it can be done. God, I don't like giving dates because like I'll like miss it every time. But I hope it can be done in like less than 2 weeks. But the AI course, I'm gonna drip feed it. So I'll like release the videos like as soon as like they're done being edited. Which today I'm for sure probably gonna release like 8, but they're just gonna be like the entry-level Python courses, and I'll just keep like releasing them until like the whole thing is done. I'm not gonna wait until like the whole course is done. I'll like drip feed it into the community.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yep. All right.
All right.
See you guys later. See you later. Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.